Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Distinguished Speaker Series. For those of you that are new, I'm Asma Wasi. I am the founder and CEO of Accelerator Global. It's a digital online growth and personal educational organization that helps you grow your business, your career from scratch. For those of you that are interested, you can visit us at accelerateglobal.com. My favorite thing to do is what I'm doing today, is to bring the experts in their own field to you, talking to them, finding out who they are, what they are, the top 1% of the entrepreneurial elite. Anytime you would go onto our YouTube channel, you can see them, you can listen to them. And I'm so excited to bring to you the guest we have today because he's been with us for a little while, being a client of Accelerate Global. And the more I get to know him, the more I get excited about the fact that it's important that you all need to know him too. And you'll soon know why. So I welcome Alexander Ermenkov. He's originally from Bulgaria, Sofia, but today he's joining us from Greece. Hi, Alex. Thank you for joining us today. Have I lost the internet, or is it ours or your internet? Because I know that there is always a challenge with the internet, and if we do have that, then I know Alex will hop off and get back on to our channel again. So thank you for those who are joining us live. I know a number of you are watching us today. So please write down in the comments below, hi, thank you for, just so that we know that you are joining us live while Alex actually figure out and joins us again. Alex, if you can hear me, you can disconnect and reconnect because this can happen. I know that it was up until now. We were perfectly fine. He'll be joining us in 2 seconds. But say hi to us. Say hi and write and comment again. Okay, there we go. Hi, Alex. Welcome back. Imagine it had to happen right at that moment when I was introducing to you, right? What are the odds?
Yeah, of
But
course. I enjoy this part of life, and I enjoy actually to be prepared to expect the unexpected. So for me, this is a normal part of life.
expect the unexpected. Thank you.
Yeah.
Divine Anaka says hello. There's a few people that are joining us live and they're saying hi. So thank you. Thank you, Divine. Thank you for being a part of the live show today. So Alex, I can't wait for our audience to learn more about you, specifically because of exactly what you do and how you've built yourself. I introduced a little bit of you and where you have joined us from. You're originally from Sofia, Bulgaria, but today you're sitting in Greece because you have properties in Greece and you're visiting it. The nature and the lifestyle is such that it takes you to different parts of the world, right? So tell us a little about yourself to us.
Yes, my name is Alexander Ermenkov. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a 48 years young person, and I have a goal to be in the 90 plus club and to live at least 90 years. So I'm a father of 3 children. I'm a business entrepreneur for maybe the last 20 years. I'm a real estate owner and a ruling reality coach. Instead of dreaming for retirement, since I'm already a self-made millionaire and I have everything. I have in the moment more than 10 houses. I have a lot of cars. I have Porsche that I actually drove yesterday with one guy from Portugal. We enjoyed for 2-3 hours. I have a boat in Greece. I'm traveling a lot around the world, so I can retire immediately whenever I want. But actually, I decided instead of retiring to start living the rest of my life. So I decided to be surrounded by successful people and decided to dedicate 1/7 of my time to help others to experience success on a regular basis. for me, this was something normal, and I thought that everybody is having the same experiences. But
It turned out,
yeah,
no, it was different. You are unique, as I say, right? And you're unique for a reason. And I know that you don't like talking about your wealth. There's you feel uncomfortable whenever I talk about it. And I kind of tell you, no, no, please, Alex, tell people, because there's, in today's day and age, that's unfortunately, or for whatever reason, that has become a measure of success. But you have defined success in so many different ways, right? Tell us a little bit about your childhood, because I'm so always curious to figure out what the way you are and why you have become so successful. Usually the roots are kind of ingrained in our childhood. How was your childhood growing up? Did you grow up in Sofia?
yeah, I have a very interesting childhood because maybe more of you don't know, but Bulgaria is next to Greece and Turkey. I was born 1974 during the Soviet communist era
Mm-hmm.
when we all owned nothing and were happy.
Mm-hmm.
So my first defining moment, I had a happy childhood
Mm-hmm.
till actually communism didn't fall, and all my dreams that I had then
Mm-hmm.
about living in a perfect ideal world where everything was going to be equal and happiness everywhere. At least this was my childish dream then. And when the communism fell in Eastern Europe, actually my outer world totally changed. So I
Mm-hmm.
experienced 100% different reality after this. This was my first moment where I understood that there is a different type of world out there. And
Okay.
maybe the next moment in my life after these changes that happened in the 90s, I was introduced to faith. As you know, communism was a society where everything that is beyond the material
Mm-hmm.
is not something that should be thought about, put the attention upon it. So when I became 17-year-old, I actually was enticed, forced from my mother and sister to start believing in God, or at least to try it. I refused for a lot of time, but then I had an experience one night. I was almost drunk when I was 17-year-old. I decided to pray for
Oh,
just for a second,
okay.
and immediately something shifted in my reality. Whatever I prayed for immediately happened on the moment. So I became dedicated Christian after this moment. I like to discuss a lot and to bargain and to argue. So I argued with the divine creator why I need to know you so early in my life. I wanted to, maybe when I become old, I can think about these things now. The young person needs to live. This is the most important thing in life.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when I go back from the perspective of the 48-year person that I am, I'm very happy for everything that
That happened to
life
you at that
brought to
time.
me.
At
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
It's like you're talking to my young son. It's as if you are telling the story of what the young ones are feeling these days at 17, 18-year olds. And that was a life defining moment. Now, did you ever think at that time that you will be on this path and reach the level of success the way that we define success today?
Well, when communism fell, everyone was dreaming for the American dream.
Mhm.
I thought if one day I have a company or one day I have a business, it is going to be the biggest thing that can happen to me.
Mhm.
Anyhow, now maybe 20, 30 years later, it is something that is normal part of my life, and I'm going beyond all these things. And you're
Mhm.
asking me a lot about them, but I'm interested in much more deeper things now.
I know, but I know people are interested in finding that path that took you to that, right? What was that path that took you to ruling your own reality? So at that moment, did you think that you would? So what made you go on the entrepreneurial route? Because you are a successful entrepreneur in pharmaceuticals and real estate, and now you're coaching people how to be successful and rule their own reality. How did you
Yeah,
get on?
actually, everything happens as life always happens the wrong way.
Mhm.
It was the same with me. I was introduced to the pharmaceutical industry by failures. I
Mhm.
love failures. When I see failures, I just enjoy it. And I failed to be introduced to a company where for more than 30 days we were very educated and we were going to go through a selection. And I was the first after the one chosen that was not selected.
Mhm.
So instead of going to be disappointed, I decided to do what my mother always did. She was a cleaner in different factories or businesses, and she never waited for a job to find her. She
Mhm.
went wherever it was necessary and found her job. So I went immediately to all the people in the pharmaceutical industry. I explained how much I have learned, how I like this world.
Mhm.
And actually, one of the biggest company in Bulgaria immediately took me just because I was so passionate and they wanted to know who brainwashed my mind. So they were impressed with my brainwashing abilities.
Oh, that is so interesting. And that's how you went on to work in in pharmaceuticals, right? But you were still
Yeah,
working
now
for someone else.
I'm in the pharmaceutical for more than from 2000, so it's 22 years. I know
Mhm.
maybe more than 1,000 or 2,000 people from all over the world in the different parts of the industry.
Mhm.
So this is part of my life. It is defining me, and I didn't seek for it. It
Mhm.
found me
It found you.
through a failure.
For sure. And then you went on to create your own, own programs and own, you went on the real estate way also. As you said, you have multiple properties around the world. You made money that way. But were you satisfied with your life the way it was?
Well, I'll answer your question before this just to tell you how I entered the real estate business because it happened also through a failure. I
Uh-huh.
was very happy to buy a 4,000 euro vacation for
Hmm.
my whole family to go to Kenya.
Hmm.
And I spent all the money. And then my wife went in the internet and she said, "No, I will never go to this vacation with you. Kenya is very dangerous. There are viruses and so on and so on." And I lost all the money. So, guys,
Wow.
whenever you lose, you don't know what you are winning.
Hmm.
I became, because I like all the feelings, I became so furious that I said, okay, then if we are losing, I'm going to actually start buying houses in Greece. And this is how my journey happened with buying properties and enjoying to own more and more and to go into the rental business. And this is how actually my real estate wealth creation business started.
So it's not wrong that when they say behind every successful man there is a woman, she might be telling you that you're wrong because you lost all that money, but the determination that you didn't want to lose that, by rental or by vacation. So you said, okay, I need to own the property that I need to go to, so I no longer have to. Well, that's very interesting. We've asked this question to our viewers. We've got quite a few of them right now, actually, that are viewing it live, and I know that there's quite a few that will watch it in recording on our YouTube channel, Accelerate Global. But we've asked that Alex says that he loves failures. Can you say the same for yourself? Right, and write in comments below. And if not, that's perfectly fine too, because everybody has their own journey and their own definition of success and failure. So, as the answers come, Alex, I'm going to read them out to you as they do.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. And just to go into this flow to tell you about my next failure when I actually became a millionaire,
mhm,
because I had a very highly paid job. I was having something like 5,000 euro per month salary, and we were working for one Bulgarian oligarch family, so to say. And I know a lot of people think that when you have your own business, it's different than when you're working for somebody. But my mindset has always been work is work. It doesn't matter who owns the work behind. work as you. It's always your own.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were actually forced to quit, we
Mm-hmm.
made a good succession. We hired, educated other people to do the job that we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and we started with my one of my friends a new successful company that now we have for more than 10, 15 years. And for me now, just to have money is not the issue in
Okay.
life.
Okay, that makes sense now. Divine Alanka says failure to me is the main ingredient to success. So that's somebody who understands what failure is, a fuel to your success. And someone else says, not a big fan of failures, but gradually changing my mindset. Interesting. Did you always love failures, or it?
Me personally, when I look it now from this perspective, you
Mhm,
better like failures because one of my biggest first failures when I started to work for this oligarch family
mhm,
was that we lost almost 500,000 euro and we lost them during one meeting where we agreed with a Canadian company and we had a nice dinner
mhm,
and we made a deal that turned to be failure for the Bulgarian side. And this was the most expensive dinner I had in my life. It cost me almost a half a million euro. But through this experience, actually later on, we were able to earn more than 5, 6, 7 million euro. So it doesn't matter how you start. The most important thing is how you finish.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And define your own, create your own opportunities also, right? Because you did, you know, in your journey to your pharmaceuticals, you said you took that and you went around selling your experience in that process. So defining and understanding the level of opportunity is also important. So we've got some answers coming through. Thank you guys for everyone who's joining us and then commenting on it. So now that you are that one big successful person in, you know, by so many different definitions, what happened to you and why did you go on to this route of creating your own program and offer of ruling reality?
Yes, this is the third moment that happened in my life during the COVID era.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I went deep into myself, some reevaluation. I was actually bored by success. This is a terminology I use a lot because I'm overachiever. I can earn everything. I have everything that I desire. So then what is after this? And actually, I met a lot of people again by accident in the high consciousness movement. And I participated in one conference with Peter Sage. He's in the True Me movement, raising consciousness society.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually realized how much things in my life are actually able to click in a totally different way. And in the moment, I'm passionate about ruling reality because when I got acquainted with all these people, I realized that it doesn't matter only your internal life.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter also your external reality and your achievements there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you have a relationship with higher being or creator only, because what matters is actually how you interact with all those reality simultaneously actually in your personal daily experience. And that's what actually brought me to this passion about becoming a ruler of your own reality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is something interesting. And more people are joining us live. This is one of our, not the highest, but it's one of our the highest watched videos, live broadcast today. So I'm so thankful. And if you are joining us live and if you've just joined us now, say hi in the chat so that we know that you're there. We know that we recognize you by your name. Thank you for doing so today. That is so interesting. So tell us how you help people and, you know, businesses in ruling their own reality. How can they? Give us some top tips or the blueprint of your success.
Yes, when I decided to become an person that is ethnocentric person and to decide to be surrounded with success, because for me success was a normal part of life, then I realized that my biggest problem in life is that I need to become a givable person, to become accessible, to become able, to become available, and to be present. And this is when I decided to create a new 20 plus year program for myself to enter the digital space and to start interacting with the different human beings in order to create awareness and to be able to support others. Because I can tell you something, in the moment, I'm doing a lot of things that I never liked in my life. We have a saying that if you are successful, you need to hide your success, you need to hide whatever you have learned and to do it and to use it only for yourself. I don't want in my inner self to teach anybody anything. I'm self-sustained myself, but this brought me to boredom because I'm okay to be alone. I'm laughing with a lot of people that I'm now starting to be a coach in the area that I'm passionate about, but I actually never liked people. If there are no people, for me, it's the best possible solution for the planet.
You're an introvert by nature, but now you have to do
yeah.
and work with people. You're sounding a lot like me. I know my family is bored to hear that, because if you give me a book, I'll just take it and put it on that couch and curl up and read it all day and don't want to interact with anyone. But still, you decided to give your 1/7 of your time to the people around you that are actually.
Yes, because I asked myself the fundamental question: why people are important? What is so important about every of the more than 8 billion people on the planet in the moment? I became so furious to understand this question in order to position myself as a help in the area where I.
Oops, Alex, I think we're losing you again. It's your internet. Sorry about that. I know Alex, guys. Alex is joining us from Greece. That's not his usual home office in Bulgaria, Sofia. So please bear with us for any internet challenges that he may be facing. He faced that earlier on. So, Alex, if you're hearing me, and I don't know if you are able to, if we can regain, the internet is connected back. Otherwise, you can hop off and hop back on into it. But thank you guys for those of you, a number of you that have joined us live. I appreciate it. Keep your comments coming through. And for Alex, he will answer you. There's a number of questions that people ask. There you are. Thank you. So I'll just add you to the stream here. Thank you, Alex. Sorry about that. I know it's a bit of a challenge. You're not in your home base, but we make it work. So thank you for doing that. I know someone says here that I keep wondering what bored by success may feel like. What does that mean?
Well, when you go to a peak and you experience everything that is there, you just want more. And the big problem about the human being is that there are two parts of the human being. One is the vastness, everything that we can conquer and experience in reality. But the other thing is the deepness. We all know that maybe the vastness is infinite, but nobody can feel that he himself, if he goes deep and deep, there is also infinity there. There is no borders to the deepness that is inside of us. The only problem is that we have the bodies and we think that this is the only thing we are, but we are much more deeper. So now I enjoy much more the deepness than the vastness.
Mhm.
Maybe this is what
That
is
is
now making me interested in life again.
That's amazing because we tend to just satisfy our physical needs, right? Really, we're hungry, we eat, and, everything that surrounds us is for the outer world, not so much for the inner world. So, how do you help people in this process when you created this ruling reality program?
Yeah, so I personally am interested in the interaction between the inner and outer reality,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I have rated my top 3 tips.
Mm-hmm.
The tip number 1 is stop bending reality, because more of us as human beings, we are willing to change the outer reality, to do whatever it takes in
Mm-hmm.
order to create something that we like.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, we need to understand that we and reality are merged together, and we are always in total balance.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is to learn how to generate what we want. And the third thing is to learn to trust the processes, because we are actually surrounded with processes that are invisible, that are supporting us as human beings. Because nobody can say, I'm successful because of me.
Mm-hmm.
The success is there because the processes to support success are there.
I agree. Thank you for saying that because I know I'm always indebted to my mentors in life that have, helped me to be who I am today. And this is what I see and do in my life, running through the Accelerate Global, running these business accelerators, startup accelerator. I know you're a part of that. You have anything to say about that process also? Because that process helped develop that program.
Yes, I enjoy whenever I see something, and I always love to look beyond what is in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And how much time it took me, maybe 2 3 months, to
Mm-hmm.
actually believe and trust that if I work with you and connect with you, something beautiful is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm glad that
That you
I
did.
dared to connect and to allow to be helped, and to be business coached, because I have always been a business person that had no accountability above. I have
Mhm,
been always on the top. So
mhm.
for people like us, we need also to learn what is accountability.
I'm glad you said that, and you have that self-awareness to realize that, and also acknowledge it and say it. That comes with a lot of, you have to be at a special place. Not everybody does that, so thank you for doing that. And you did trust your process also, so I'm so glad that you did. Thank you for sharing the top 3 tips because that really is the essence and the framework and the blueprint of how you help people. So you tell us a little bit about your ruling reality program, how many, the modules it has, and when people, because right now you're really giving it away, practically giving it away, like literally, because it's priceless. I know, I've seen it. So I know what it can do and transform people the way it does in their lives, but you do it for the joy of it. So literally, like you're charging peanuts for it. But tell us a little bit about the program.
Yes, I created this program, Ruling Reality Basics. Everybody can see it on my webpage, alexanderermenkov.com.
Mhm.
And the idea of this program is the human being to understand that it is limitless inside,
Mhm.
that it needs to understand how to interact with reality. And in reality, there are always limitations. And then actually to learn to start enjoying the daily life, because consciousness, higher level of consciousness experience starts only when we open our eyes, and it
Mhm.
finishes the moment we close our eyes. So actually, the paradoxes of life, this is how I started to work with ruling reality, um, is that everything that we ignore,
Mhm.
actually the obvious is where life is. And for me to see now my first people that are using the program really become alive. And for first time, I actually also understood what is the definition of joy. Joy is when the authentic being is actually expressing himself freely. And then it's really, you feel now how the energy flows are going always from the inside out. And this is the idea of everyone to be the ruler of his own reality at the place he is. And that's why I like to work with, I have one guy I'm working with, he's from Ghana. I don't want to work only with high achievers. I can work with different type of people. It doesn't matter what is the reality of the person. It is the perfect reality for him at the given moment. He doesn't need to have my reality. Every person or being is a unique, and this is actually its asset, and it is unique because of his personal unique experience. And this is why, because for me, the most important and fundamental part of the human being, and why the human being is important while it is consciously living on this planet, is because that actually every human being is a generator of reality. So if me and you, Asma, are generating the most authentic realities, all of us that are watching are going to experience a much more beautiful, objective reality.
That's so true. I agree. And it's amazing. And it's literally interesting that the fact that you're doing it, given that the success level that you are, that normally doesn't happen. And for you to give your time, everybody who comes in, they go through the different modules, but they also get to be coached by you directly. And that's really remarkable for you to give away that time for them, and working with whatever reality that they're in, they can actually transform that to whatever the reality they want to bring into consciousness. So that's awesome. That's amazing. I know that we will be posting all the links for Alex down below. Time has flown by, Alex, like it's just 30 minutes are gone so fast in our YouTube video. So if you would go and check the link for alexanderermenkov.com, check that out. Check Ruling Reality program offer on it as well, and you can buy it directly and get into touch with Alex. We will be posting all his other social media links as well, including his LinkedIn, and his Facebook. He does have a very exclusive group on LinkedIn also. So if you want to be a part of that, go check out, reach out to Alex. Alex, do you have your calendar? I think you have your calendar available on your website, so they can schedule a meeting with you, a quick meeting with you.
Yes, whoever is willing to join me for a call can do it with me. And also long term, if you are willing to invest 1 month with me, where we together are going to work through the videos that I have created regarding you to become, or to start to experience how you are the ruler of your own reality and to own it. Long term, the program that I'm offering is actually free of charge, because later on, if the person decides to upscale to another 6-month program that I'm offering, it is a cooperation with Peter Sage. He's from the Higher Consciousness Through Me Living movement. Then the person can really deep dive into total long-term transformation of his life. I personally went through this program twice. It helped me a lot. It is very fundamental. It is only the tip of the iceberg, of course. The human being can deepen as much as it wants his own experience long-term. But for me, practicality and implementation is the most important thing in life.
That's wonderful.
Actual interaction.
Okay, the actual real life interaction. Thank you
Yeah,
for that, Alex. And with that, we would say thank you to you once again for bringing your wisdom to us, to our audience, and the way you speak is really. I've attended webinars by Alex, right? So check those out. This is nothing in comparison to when you attend. It's unprecedented. It's whenever, and I don't say that for everybody. You can go and check out our videos from before. It's not the same, and I say it genuinely for a reason. So go check those out. Check out his, and if you're looking to attend, you can attend one of those webinars. Literally, as I said, the ruling reality is for free. He does that. I'm amazed by it and thrilled by it, and thank you for showing a little piece and slice of life of what your reality looks like, Alex. It's beautiful at the back. You're
yeah.
in front of the sea and the ocean. Um,
And just to finalize one teaser, and just to express it in reality, because I have a big passion for success, and I'm going to create another program called Beyond Success,
uh-huh.
where I'm going to focus after September for people that are willing to understand the two definite cycles of wealth creation.
Mhm.
People to learn to actually transform the internal assets, the invisible assets that they have, into
Mhm.
material assets and wealth creation, but also to learn how to transform material wealth created assets into non-material. So these two cycles, I would like to long-term express them and work with people in these two directions, because for me this is a very deep and wonderful thing to interact long term.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. I will. Oh, here it is. I'm just posting it here too for everyone to hear and listen. So it stays in the chat when people come through it, so they can. It's another program. That's an interesting news. I'm glad you broke it through us. That you are creating a Beyond Success program where people can learn and transform internal assets into material assets and learn to transform material assets into. That will be something I would attend that for sure. Thank you. It will be interesting to know. But thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate. We've gone above time for you on this one. Truly appreciate your time, taken away from whatever you were doing today. Thank you guys for those of you that have joined us live, and thank you to those that are going to be seeing it in the replay. Write down hashtag replay when you do. Ask any questions, put any questions here, and we'll forward it through to Alex for you, and he will answer. All right. Thank you guys. And you can meet us again for the next distinguished speaker coming soon through our YouTube channel, Accelerator Global. Thank you very much and have a great day, everyone. Bye.